Hello and welcome once more to Red Gaming Tech. My name is Amata. Today is the 14th of March. And I have some rather interesting news for you today regarding Valve, as it has actually come about that, well, Valve, who are pretty much seen as the golden boy and are very much the kings of PC gaming, were actually given an F by the Better Business Bureau. Now, just to put a little bit of context, other major gaming companies largely have A's. I bet you're wondering, well, why on earth are Valve, of all people, giving an F? And well, apparently it was their poor customer service. Now, before I continue, I just want to get something out the way right off the bat, and it's that the BBB, that being, of course, the Better Business Bureau, is not quite as official as it sounds. Basically, it's not a government agency, it doesn't have any sort of power. Basically, it's a network of non-profit groups that seek to make businesses better. They provide services including dispute handling and resolution, as well as customer-focused information on many businesses, and they also lobby against fraudulent business practices. So yeah, while they can't do anything, they do sort of check up and kind of say, how is this company doing? And that sort of thing. So yeah, basically, according to their page on Valve, people have filed 717 complaints about Valve and Valve-related products such as Steam and whatnot, and they've apparently failed to respond to 502 of them. The majority of the complaints stem from problems with the product or service, and the BBB have said that Valve has, quote, failed to resolve underlying causes of a pattern of complaints. Now, I do have a rough summary of the types of complaints that the BBB has received about Valve, and it reads as such, quote, on June 25th, 2013, BBB recognised a pattern of complaints from consumers regarding product, service and customer service issues. Consumers alleged the games they purchased from Valve Corporation or Steam malfunction, do not work or have an invalid CD key. Consumers also claim the company blocks users from accessing their library of games. Consumers further allege they attempt to contact the company for assistance, but Valve Corporation fails to correct the gaming issues, does not correct credit card charges or issue a refund, or does not respond at all. On July 1st, 2013, BBB notified the company of the complaint pattern. To date, the company has not responded to BBB's request to address the pattern. Now, there is something to mention as well, is that the BBB have been themselves accused of shady dealings, basically of people accusing the companies of paying them to give them a good rating. And while that should definitely be consideration, that doesn't necessarily mean that their comments regarding Valve's customer service don't have legitimacy, because, well, they kind of do. Valve are kind of notorious for basically having a shocking refund policy when it comes to Steam. Origin, which of course is run by EA, who are generally seen as the big bad of gaming, they actually have quite a good refund policy on Origin, whereas Valve is basically non-existent refund policy on Steam, which is, you know, a fair comment, and that's a comment I've heard from many people, both in real life and over the internet as well. But I do have a little bit of a statement here from the Valve Business Development Authority, Eric Johnson, and he basically responded to the BBB's comments and said that they don't really consider the BBB a priority, but apparently the users are actually right. Valve needs to toss their busted customer service program out the window and start again. And he actually said, quote, the BBB is a far less useful proxy for customer issues than Reddit. We don't use them for much. They don't provide us as useful data as customers emailing us, posting on Reddit, posting on Twitter, and so on. The more important thing is that we don't feel like our customer support is where it needs to be right now. We think customers are right. When they say our support's bad, our initial reaction isn't to say, no, it's actually good, look at all of this. It's to say that no, they're probably right, because they usually are when it comes to this sort of thing. We hear those complaints, and that's going to be a big focus for us throughout the year. We have a lot of work to do there. We have to do better. And I already hear you asking, but how are they going to do that exactly? You know, this whole issue is a bit of a mess, and it's obviously very complicated as well. And this is what Johnson had to say. Quote, we need to do a variety of things. We need to build customer support directly into Steam. We need to understand what's the most efficient way to solve customer problems. Right now we're in a state where we're doing a bunch of technical work on thinking through how does a support issue get raised, who has to see it, how do refunds get issued within Steam. We've done a poor job on all of this up to date. We think it's something we really need to focus on. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the BBB might be shady and they might not be exactly the best platform for giving companies good ratings, but as I said, even if you don't take their comments completely as, like, gospel, it's still something to be said that Valve's customer service is lacking and their refund policy is basically non-existent on Steam. So if this actually gets them to fix up, then cool, all for the better. They're, as I said, refunds, they need to actually have a refund policy. It being digital does not excuse anything. We have a pretty decent refund policy on Origin. Some people have been saying that actually Uplay has a decent refund system as well. So obviously there are right ways to do it, and Steam just hasn't had that, unfortunately. So if this gets them to sort it out, then great, fantastic. That is better for everybody. Anyway, that is me done for this video, but do let me know your thoughts and opinions, and I'll see you next time.